Hello. So one of those things is not like the other. I'm not within an insurance company. I am within an analytics company based in New York. We're doing predictive analytics and providing AI or AI-like services to financial services companies and insurance providers. And I will be talking about a topic that is actually it's hard in a conference that talks about autonomous vehicles to find a buzzword, but I will be talking about AI, which is a bit of a buzzword today. And we'll start by going a little bit backwards and start with a terrible cliche that AI is like electricity. I'm not the one who said that. Andrew Yang just said that a while ago. The way he looked at it is from a perspective that it will disrupt every single industry, from retail to utilities, from commerce to autonomous vehicles, or to any industry around us. And he's clearly not wrong. We see a lot of companies around that doing, essentially trying to disrupt any industry we can find. And in this 100 startups, they actually have allowed for some of the companies, and we heard about some of them today. And we all know that this is not a comprehensive list. So he's not wrong. But the way I look at AI is from the perspective that 120 years ago, if you had access to it, you were the innovator. You could produce more, better, faster than everybody else. Very quickly, it got commoditized, and everybody had access to the same technology. Now it's back to, am I asking the right question? Am I using the right widget? Do I use the right marketing? And again, today it's a commodity. We have platforms that you can get access to that are best in class, essentially market-leading solutions that you can get and be utilizing AI technologies as fast as in a week. And buying those solutions today, it's as easy as buying sneakers on Amazon. Comparison is easy, implementation is easy. You can have within a week cutting-edge AI that 5 years ago was at the hands of the very few tech giants. It was all fun and games for many years, for quite a few years, literally games, chess, Go, and so on, until people got concerned on the pop culture about the bad use cases of AI. And not surprisingly, we saw that just recently. This is nice and it catches headlines, but this is not what I'm concerned with. Sort of bad usage of AI. It catches headlines, but this is not the biggest concern I have. The biggest concern I have is using AI badly and the inadvertent consequences it might have. Perhaps you've heard the case that Microsoft's Twitter account, they led it to an AI-driven system that they launched, and it was a very big deal. It was a big leap in natural language processing and conversation. You mentioned text mining before. This solution, left to its own devices, within less than 24 hours, went from humans are super cool to become absolutely a terrible person very quickly. And that happened within less than a day when it left to its own devices. Using badly is something we are very much concerned with, and especially in situations like this. Now, experts that are more familiar with the topic than I am touched today on steering wheel versus non-steering wheel and whether the human will be part of the driving machine in the next 10, 20, 30 years. And we believe the same mindset should be applied to utilizing technologies like AI in insurance. AI in insurance is not a new thing. People say that, some insurance companies need to apply AI technologies in risk assessment, in underwriting, and predicting risk from autonomous vehicles or collision avoidance systems. It's not new. AI and insurance is not a new relationship. Insurance companies have copious amounts of data. And essentially, even the actuaries or risk assessment, it's essentially data scientists. So this is nothing new. Nothing new around that. The way to assess data and make business decisions based on that, nothing new. The insurance companies have been doing that, as you mentioned. The business model is quite old. The question is, how do we do that? And has the insurance industry missed the AI like the laser disc? Is it a challenge? Is it a challenge in terms of how do we incorporate those new technologies into risk assessment? Because again, everybody knows the insurance industry typically looks at copious amounts of data from the past 5, 10, 20 years and makes business decisions on top. That's why they know that a new driver is scary, and some people should be driving less. And what do we do with this? What do we do if we have a risky person in a self-driving car? And we claim that this is an opportunity. This is where insurance companies can actually lead the way, essentially through price mechanisms, and encourage certain drivers, like the dangerous drivers you mentioned, or other drivers that are riskier for various reasons, and through price mechanisms, essentially force them to go to collision avoidance systems, force them to go to more autonomous vehicles, and when they are faced with a choice, go for the system that would reduce the risk for them. In terms of how can you actually build a analytics system that looks forward, we believe that pure AI is not the way to go, exactly as we wouldn't go into a car without a steering wheel. The combination of the human expertise, the educated guess, so to say, the analysis of those advanced systems, together with data that you have, that the insurance companies have, and they have among the biggest data sets in the industry. Both of them together can actually be pushing this industry forward and, if anything, enabling innovation. Thank you.